Hello, welcome to the Scale Model Club. This is part 2 of the HORSA glider where we do a little bit more building, a little bit more painting. So let's get it on. Great. Hello, welcome to the Scale Model Club. This is part 2 in the build of the HORSA glider and some paratroopers. Although I don't know if I'm going to do the paratroopers. Anywho, so on this, seeing as we have painted the inside of the fuselage, nice cockpit green, I've given it a bit of weathering, a little bit. You're never going to see it, got to be honest. So I'm not having the big door open or anything. So I've given it a little bit of light weathering, a bit of dirt here and there. And now I'm going to stick the windows in with Revel contactor. A little bit on the surface. Use your tweezers because the old windows are a little bit on the small side, and stick the windows in. Go all the way down, all the way up, and the two doors. Another neat trick to show you is I did actually lose one of the windows, so what I'll do is I will just cover over it with contact to clear, and that will set hard and go clear, and it's almost like you've put a piece of plastic in the way. Works quite nicely. Try it next time. So now we're up to building it all up. So I've got the two fuselages together. I've got to be honest, everything went together really nicely. I mucked a lot of it up. Didn't quite get it in line. It was holding it all together that was the problem. Every time you let go of it, it'd fall apart. So other than that, it went swimmingly. It's a nice little model. It's a nice little quick build as well for a big aircraft. Seeing as it is a big aircraft, it wasn't a bad model to build at all. There's hardly anything to it. I'd recommend this for all types of modelling enthusiast. I put the wings together beforehand because it was literally a case of putting the ups and the bottoms together like all aircraft, gluing them and putting them together. Tail was a little awkward. Then I realised that I think, is this the one where I got, do I have to turn this upside down? See, what I ended up doing is I had the bit that it locks into needed to be just cut out a little bit. And the tail section's on. Now it's not going to stand up. So next thing is to glue the cockpit on the front of it. I didn't lose my thin glue has got lower than the actual brush that is in the pot can reach it, strangely enough, so I'm just using a paintbrush, an old paintbrush that I don't mind ruining. Square this off a bit because it didn't quite sit right. And there's the cockpit. It's all coming together now. I'll use the wings to hold that like that, because if you're not careful, there's no lugs, so you could quite happily glue that on here on the hoof, so it wouldn't look straight with the wings at the back. Whatever you want to call those ones at the back, ailerons, are they? So this is me masking the canopy. So what I do is get a piece of masking tape, which is I think it's the 6mm Tamiya masking tape. I like that. Stick one of them along the long edge, then use a toothpick. And what the toothpick does is you push the tape in to the recesses of where the window slats go. And once you've got a nice little shape of your window, you can follow that around the edge with your sharp knife. Always put a new blade in for this because you need it to be a really good cut. And then once you've cut the window out, you can just lift the tape off and you're left with a little square over where the window should be. I might do a video on that a bit later on. But takes a bit of time. Well, that one took a bit of time because it's quite a big cockpit. There's quite a lot of glass involved in it, obviously because it's just a glider. So we have the wings, they're all done, put together, smashing, and we have the fuselage with the tail and the cockpit glued to it. Now, along the back of it, a few other little bits and pieces there. There's some ridges and some mould lines where I've glued it together. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to file these off till they're all nice and flat and sand them until when you do paint them you can't see them. Speed this bit up a bit because it's a bit dull. And there we have it, just a few little bits finished off. Getting near the end now. Make sure that cockpit looks nice when that gets painted. Oh! Go! Cheese and crackers. A bit of a sand, get the glue back out and glue that bad boy back on. Mind you, it gives me an excuse to glue it back on and not have to then sand it, so I can get it in the right place this time. Stick that on there. Lovely. So now I'm going to use Humble's Maskol, which is a latex. Liquid latex, and I daub that on the windows along the side. So you just daub it on, covering the window. It does go over the windows a little bit. I know you probably can be a little bit more careful with it, but all I then do is just paint when you take it off and there's a little, it's gone over the paintwork a little bit. I'll just paint it back in again, especially on black, because you won't be able to see it once you've just feathered it in afterwards. I usually do this on the Lancs as well because it's the windows are so small. I'm not going to muck about with tape. And then you give that about half hour to 45 minutes to an hour, and that will go off hard. You paint over the top of it, and then you just pick it off. I think one of the best ways of getting it off is blue tack, strangely enough. So let's stick this canopy on. Had loads of aggro with this, and I'm not sure why. I think it's the contact. It's the Revel contact. I've been using it for the last all the videos so far because I haven't got any Humbrol clear oil, which I really liked. I haven't actually tried anybody else's, or I should really try some other glues. People say that PVA is quite good, or that Yoo-Hoo general purpose glue. So I'll have to try some others. But that I find that Revel contact, it's just not quite sticky enough. There you go, straight off. Put a bit more on. More glue, always good. More is just better. Good, yeah, see, yeah. Yeah, I'm liking that. So yeah, it's still staying on. No. Yeah, no. Yeah. Should be alright, I think. Has that got it? Yeah, it's got it. No. Right, in that case, we'll put some glue on here as well. Perhaps it'll stick to itself. Hold that for a few minutes. That's got it. Yeah, that's got it. That's got it. Right, leave it alone. Go and find something else to do. Stop messing with it. So, tailplane, fuselage, cockpit, wings, done. So first up, some paint. This is that's the Vallejo black, just matte black. Now I struggle with the Fuselage. It doesn't like coming out at the end of the airbrush. No idea why. I don't really know why. But I've got some of that, which is a retarder medium. This is the first time I've ever used it, so I've got a whole cup of paint, and I'll put one drop in there. Give it a stir, and we'll see how that comes out, shall we? Well, it came out really nicely, I must admit. Didn't stop once. I was pleased with that. Not sure if that's going to overtake my NATO black, but it's well worth a try, and it came out quite nicely. So that's the black done. If anybody's actually interested in brush painting this kind of stuff, because I know I use an airbrush, a lot of other people, a lot of people don't use the airbrush. A chap at Model Minutes, Matt at Model Minutes, is brilliant at using the paintbrush. Give his videos a look. I think he's just done a Lancaster, which will be pretty much the same kind of colour and setup. So here we are taking off the mask hole. So I pick a little bit off with your toothpick, and then you can just rub it with your finger and that will just peel right off. Let's speed this up as well. So that's all the mask all off. Just have a quick tester with the wings, see if the black all matches up. It looks quite good from here. Yeah, it looks like a glider now. Must have been pretty scary going to war in one of those, mustn't it? No engines, just coming in, just landing on the ground and then jumping out and taking the whatever position you're supposed to. This one's supposed to be on the Pegasus Bridge attack before D-Day. Brave young men. So here we are with the 6mm Tamiya masking tape again. I really like it. It's sticky and it sticks down to where it goes. So I'm just going to mask off the black so that we can paint the camouflage top half of the aircraft, which will be a brown, which is a MiG ammo dark earth, and a dark green from an RAF set. So while I'm mucking about with this, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to everybody for subscribing and watching my videos and liking them. Make sure you push the notification bell. I hope everybody's still well and safe, and we're all staying indoors. And I mean, I'm in Norfolk and the weather is absolutely stunning, but we're all just sat in the garden. So now I'm using just blue decorator's tape to do the main parts, because I genuinely use the Tamiya as a fine line, and then I use the normal masking tape as a blocker, so that you can just tape a lot more of the body up at once. Looking forward to putting the camouflage on this one. I'm going to have a go at freehanding this one again. All the stuff I've freehanded so far has come out really nicely, so we'll give this one another go. Mainly because I hate masking, and I think it looks nicer with a slightly brushed edge to it. Although I suppose, you know, back in the day they probably masked it up and give it a hard edge anyway. But So that's the masking all done. As you can see, we're just going to paint the top half of everything. So I'm going to use this early RAF set by Ammo MIG. I don't mind their paints, comes out of the airbrush quite nicely. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I just found them quite easy to use with the airbrush. Being as I'm quite new with the airbrush, so. But it is the best thing I've ever bought. I love it. Next thing is really finding a bigger hobby room. It's difficult really finding space between this and the PlayStation. But it just wallops on. It's a lovely paint. It's a lovely colour. It's a little bit light, but like I said, once you put your brown wash over the top of that, it's just perfect. So yeah, again, thanks everybody for watching this video and watching the last video and commenting. I do read them. I try and get around to commenting on them, but I'm not very good at the whole social media thing, so don't feel upset if I haven't replied to you. But keep watching, keep subscribing, keep pushing the bell. Thanks very much for watching. It's been emotional.
Nice.